Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, a very good afternoon to you all.
Yes, sir.
You don't need to see this face in the afternoon that much, but today is a special broadcast. Special in the sense that we're here to look at the state of health, our health services in Nigeria. As you know, this program is not enough for us to look at that. So what I decided to do is to take a close look at those who are behind it. Now, and I'm going to have a medical doctor who's joining me. They're joining me from Ogara. They have their issues. I'm sure one of those people suffering from all this, they'll be joining me shortly. Dr. Harrison will be joining me shortly. But before I bring him in, I want to just to give you people a little bit a perspective of what I'm talking about. In the United Kingdom, I'm sure Dr. Harrison is hearing me at the moment, a consultant and a surgeon, we earn about between 103 and 105,000 pounds per annum. Now, if you divide that by 12, all right, meaning they earn close to 9,000 pounds per annum, per month. No, that one sounds too sweet. But let's talk to ordinary GP. All of us in the UK, we know we have GPs. And our GP earns, let me bring the statistics. An average GP earns 92,000 pounds. I stand to be corrected. These are the figures online. 92,000 pounds. 92,000 pounds will mean about 7,000 pounds per month. In Nigerian rate today, that is more than 15 million naira. That is what a GP in the UK will earn. Now, they didn't go to better training than the ones in Nigeria. They are not better off than Nigeria. If a Nigerian doctor is coming here, in another few months, or 1 year or two, he might become a GP. Now, the question is, why would they want to stay? So that brings in the issue of tourism. But let me quickly put you in perspective. In Nigeria today, maybe doctor will correct me immediately. An average monthly salary for medical doctors, the average ones, if you're just starting, is about 380,000 naira. Maybe they earn more, so doctor will correct that. So I'm going to bring in, I'm in the midst of the medical expert in one of our medical facilities. I bring this one to my village, Ogara in particular. When Ibori was governor, they conceived a beautiful idea. Of course, let's bring this to my village. They brought a medical facility called the Delta State Teaching Hospital to Ogara in Delta State. State of the art, one of the best. I remember I was ill in Nigeria and I had to go there for one or two things. And the CMD, personally, somebody I know, he was a good GP in the UK. And you see the advantage, here he was a GP. In Nigeria, he's a chief medical director. Let me use it. In the UK, he was a GP. In Nigeria, he's now a chief medical director. I'm talking of Onome. He knows me very well. And however, I'm sure Onome, I don't know where, in the eyes of Onome, who knows how it works in the UK, things are going down. The medical facilities are all dead. Listen, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to bring in somebody who's going to be able to tell us all that we need to know about this today. I'm talking of Dr. Harrison. Dr. Harrison, hello, doctor. Listen, the network never froze at all. We don't want frozen network today. All right, that is Dr. Harrison Aja. I wanted him to introduce himself, but for some reason, the network is disappointing us. Dr. Harrison, when you are ready, when you can hear me, let me bring you in. Now, the result that got to me is that Nigeria loses at least $2 billion annually to medical tourism. Let me put that one. And these are statistics that you can pick online. $2 billion US dollars is what we spend yearly on medical tourism. That is, I am sick, I cannot be treated in Nigeria. I spent $2 billion. Now let's put it, I want to ask the president. I don't know anybody can give me, and I really want somebody to help me out. Anybody watching this program, I want to know the budget for health, for a yearly budget for health in Nigeria. I really want to hear about that. I would like to have that so that it can help me to put this in perspective. Meaning, if we're spending an average of $2 billion US, you know what is $2 billion US? I don't know how to. It's going to be like Akpabio now. Akpabio could not say the trillion to the billion to the million. He was confused. So I don't know how to calculate 2 billion in naira. All I know is 2 billion times 200. It's meaning 2 billion times 2,000 naira. And in fact, that would be about 4 trillion naira we spend on medical tourism every year. I don't know whether you guys can hear me. 2 trillion, okay, no, 4 trillion on average we spend on medical tourism yearly in Nigeria. Wow. Sounds good, eh? I really, please, as you watch with me, I don't know, I'm going to give a task to one of my colleagues here. They're going to help me because I didn't remember to do this statistics before I came on air. I want to know the budget for health this year. You, minister, how much do you have for health this year? You see the problem we have. The problem we have is this. Because we couldn't keep our people, we couldn't keep our medical doctors. Now, before to put it in perspective, let me say this more. There's another statistics I have for you. Now, the reason why people are running away, I don't need to say, they say poor remuneration, that is the salary. As you can see, 380,000 compared to somebody that is supposed to earn 15 million, he gets 380,000. And again, this show is a matter of statistics I picked as I was doing my research online. I am not saying these figures are automatically correct, but they are on the average. All right. So that is what we are up against as a nation. We're spending 4 trillion naira because we refuse to pay our medical doctors the right fee. Of course, another issue they have is insecurity. They kidnap medical doctors, just like every one of us. Of course, they're going to tell you of their cost of living, so that is going to come under poor enumeration. But the human security is another factor why people are running away from the country. And finally, I'm sure you're going to hear from the medical doctor when he joins us now, is inadequate diagnostic facilities. Today, we're going to focus on Ogara Teaching Hospital. And we're going to look at Governor Sheriff. Bros, let's clap for you. I remember hosting these guys when Odwara was still in office. Okpetu. All right. All right, let's see what we have. It said the proposed 2024 budget, out of the overall expenditure of 27 trillion. Okay. The total budget is 27 trillion, right? For federal health budget, all right? This one go, Akpabio not go fit pronounce this one like me. It's 122. I don't know whether this is 1 trillion. Because we'll count how many zero? 1, 2, Mona help me now. Akpabio. Now what do you see when they laugh? Come see me now. How do the quiz go fit read this one? They not get comma. I bet Mona send that to me back in comma. If not comma, I not go feel like Akpabio. But this is about 1 trillion. All right, 228 billion, 1,000,039,000. You know, Akpabio not fit do. I not be Akpabio. But it end up with that kind of figure. Millions will be anything that is 160. So that 1, 2, 3 would have been 3. So we're going to say is 0. So 0. So billion is about 12 billion. I do say that our average budget for health is 12 billion. That would be good. But if that is the case, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this is what we have. The average is 1 billion. 1 trillion. Akpabio, I said they laugh you, but I can do this. I'm a mathematician. So our budget for health is 1 trillion 228 billion 100 million 390,765 naira. Clap for me. So it's 1 billion. Now, please do this arithmetic for me too. Multiply 2 billion by 2,000. More than 2,000 today. But let's use the average of 2,000. I want to have that one and put comma, please, and send that to me. This is very important, my people. So the money we spend on medical tourism by the few is more than the total money we budget for health in our nation. Please do that arithmetic and send it to me. That is what we are up against. Tinubu, you see the reason why we must go on strike. Why young people we must come out. Now, the very few who can afford this, I'm sure they don't even pay any tax. They evade taxes. They don't do anything. And today, we are facing this serious challenge. Say it as you like it, sir. Hate me as much as you like. But what the figures I've given, is it true or false? I really want to have the other statistics before I stop. I really want you to multiply 2,000 by 2 billion. You know, I don't understand why you say this. 2,000 by 2 billion, meaning you're going to have how many zeros? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, 2. Please do that arithmetic and send to me. May God bless you. My people, this is what we're saying. Nigeria, if and only if we can keep our medical doctors, invest in our facilities, we will save 2 billion from medical tourism. How about that? I repeat that. If we can sustain our doctors, keep them at home, we will save 2 billion from the money we spend going out for medical tourism. It's like I have my medical doctor now with me. Dr. Harrison is here. Doctor, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Harrison. Yeah, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, your phone is on mute. Let me see if I can unmute you. No, you are the one that can unmute yourself. Unmute your phone. Oh no, it disappeared. All right. All right, let me see this. I want you guys to see the statistics that we are here against. But Kensena Ikeke that is there, could you please multiply 2,000 by 2 billion? I know you're not a arithmetic. Anybody that can do that. I will do that myself. But now, what we're saying, why we're expecting the doctor to join us, the federal government allocates, that is the thing we're saying now, 1.3 trillion, which is 4.6% of its 2024 fiscal year budget to Nigerian health sector. 1.3. That we're spending an average of 4 trillion on medical tourism. Now, this money we're talking about productivity. This is the health sector. Health is wealth. Nigerians are dying needlessly. Now, those who can afford it will now choose to use the nation's resources for the very few. Like, I don't know how much you guys, I wish you guys can be sincere and tell Nigerians how much we spend on President Buhari's health. God will judge everybody that is in that country. I cannot imagine how much we spend in this year on Tinubu's health alone. Of course, Tinubu will never take treatment in Nigeria. Why would she? Why would he? You know, see Buhari, how many times they fly Buhari out? Sometimes it was always in London. They changed blood. He came back like a different man. Came back strong. Our money. So, but what is important, my people, is we spend 4 trillion naira on medical tourism. The only reason people are running out of the country is because we don't have medical facilities. You're going to hear from the doctor today. The doctors are disappearing because they are not well paid. Now, and I put it, this is why I try to show it to you. If you are in a country where they pay you 380,000 average, even if you're getting 1 million in a month, and you can run to the UK and you'll be earning 15 million. Tell me how patriotic you want to be. Why would you want to stay in that country? Now, do I have the moral standing now to tell people, please don't go out of the country, treat your parents? Who are you going to say that to? Of course, I'm not the one to say so. They say, why are you doing abroad if you're going to tell me that rubbish? Nigeria of today. Now, you know what's so beautiful on this? We're not shortage of ideas. During the then Ibori government, they did well. There was a lot of money thrown around. He was able to fight for some element of resource control. So more money were coming to Delta State. The guy thought, oh, you know what? Abraka University is already in Abraka. You know what? I'm going to bring one to my village. There's no way to carry the university to his village now. He put the police there. I said, let the teaching hospital home. Teaching hospital is not in my village. I'm from Ogara. It's not there. The story we're going to hear today is the welfare of the, it's like an abandoned facilities, as we say. And you need not to hear that from me. You're going to hear that from the medical practitioners on ground. And that's why I'll be waiting patiently to see if our man can join us. Good. Can we hear your voice? Can we hear you, Dr. Harrison?
Hello, can you hear me?
Perfectly now. I'm so excited to hear your voice. So, Dr. Harrison, introduce yourself to who is Dr. Harrison? Please tell us who you are.
Okay, I am Dr. Harrison Aja. I'm the president of the Association of Resident Doctors, DELSUT, Ogara, Delta State.
Yeah, DELSUT will be Delta State University Teaching Hospital. Am I right? Hello, can you hear me? Now you heard me. I don't know. Oh, this network, you better be.
I can hear you.
Yes. So DELSUT will mean Delta State University Teaching Hospital. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So, and I've been looking at some of the challenges we face in Nigeria. I have put some in perspective before you came in now. We do know that Nigerians spent about 4 trillion naira on medical tourism annually. Now, I don't know how much you guys earn there, but a man of your caliber will be earning a minimum of 15 million naira in the United Kingdom. All I can say is, first, let me thank you for staying at home, and I pray you remain at home to treat our people. But first, tell us, what is the state of the facility of the Ogara Teaching Hospital? Of course, it's not of DELSUT, because Ogara Teaching Hospital will be the wrong word, yes.
All right, once more, I want to thank SRTV because you've always been kind to us in DELSUT. The issue in the teaching hospital, or the Ogara Teaching Hospital, was actually established around 2010, was commissioned by Dr. Goodluck Jonathan as president of Nigeria. And at the beginning of the hospital, it was one of the best hospitals in the whole of West Africa because it had all the equipment and sophistication to manage almost all kinds of cases. In short, we were doing renal transplant. We did 1 or 2 renal transplants in DELSUT, but they have all become moribund and forgotten. The question is that how do we start things that we know we cannot maintain or sustain? This is a serious problem. Currently, the hospital is a shadow of itself. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to beg the question, or whether we want to play politics, the hospital is a shadow of itself. And we in DELSUT, we want the hospital to come back to its own former glory. And that's why we had an issue with government not quite long, but the issue seems to be on and not resolved, and that's why we're back here again.
Wow.
To be frank, the hospital needs intervention of government, and not just relying on management of the hospital alone. Because as of now, the hospital seems to be spending most part of the money that it will naturally use to maintain and sustain activity of the hospital only for BEDC bill, because we're in band A, and they have increased the bill with 300%, 302% increase.
In terms of the electricity bills. Hello, medical doctor. Okay. You see, this is not one of those days.
So hospital that was paying about 17 million naira for light bill before. Hello. So that's where the real issue is now. One of the major issues now is the power supply to the hospital, and there's no way you can say you have a sophisticated, a well-established teaching hospital, and all you see is just I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it cannot sustain power. Power is almost everything. Power is at the center. Can you hear me, sir?
And we're with you. We are with you.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you very loud and clear. Yes.
Okay. Power is at the center of almost anything in the hospital. And so, apart from power, the next thing is equipment. The general hospital is different from the primary health center is different from a general hospital. And the general hospital is different from a tertiary center, and it's different from a quaternary center. All of them may be having doctors, having nurses, but what differentiates you is the kind of equipment you have and the kind of cases that you can take. Yes. So a teaching hospital is based on the kind of cases we can take. So if you cannot have power and equipment, you cannot call yourself a teaching hospital. So as it were now, the hospital has moved from a teaching hospital to the general hospital, because the basic equipment to actually manage, assess a patient, and then manage the patient are not available anymore. They were once available, but they are now non-functional. And so we are begging government to come back and look into the hospital. Government can build a new hospital afresh. If it's a new project, I'm sure nobody will be talking about this. But we are saying that we already have the project. We already have some manpower. We need to employ some manpower. However, we have some manpower here. But give us equipment and take over the power sector. There is a particular oxygen plant that we used to have in the hospital that has the capacity to produce 100 cylinders of oxygen per day. 100. As of now, that oxygen plant is bad, and we are now buying cylinders bottles from outside. This is the kind of country that we are living in, where whatever we had before is never maintained, it's never sustained. We can start every good project, but sustenance, we have no sustenance for maintenance culture, and that's why we are where we are again. I think government should look back into the hospital and intervene. There are many issues. If you look at our communique that we have released, there are many issues that we have put there, from staffing, from the equipment, the oxygen plant, the power, the hospital dilapidated, like ACs and all that. Some of them we have to turn the ACs off, turn the ACs in some areas of theater off, turn the AC in some operating department, outpatient department, OPD. You will see that doctors are seeing patients, the fan is not working, the AC is not working, the place is hot. And the hospital was built after a German hospital. So there's no room for you to say you want to be using fan. It's actually small windows that you're going to see. So yes, you see that we are actually back to zero. I mean, the situation of work is bad. While we want to appreciate government as AROD for giving us a reviewed comments and giving us medical residence training funds, but the most important thing in the hospital is not just doctors getting one particular welfare or the other. The doctors should be able to assess their patient. We have a 3-way of assessing patient. I should take a proper history. That's the first thing I want to do. I should do proper examination. I will look at you, put you on a table. I will look at you from head to toe and examine you. You may come with only headache, but headache could be a sign to many other things. So exactly. I will do proper examination. In that process, I'll be able to now say, okay, after assessing you, the cause of the headache is this and this and this. And I will say, okay, let me go and do investigation. That's where my city comes in. So, but now we don't even have a city in the hospital. We don't have an MRI in the hospital. These are the things we used to have. So that's why you see we are where we are now. Hospital is, you will imagine that the patient will come to the hospital And after assessment and doing my examination, I will not send the patient to Warri or to Benin to go and do investigation like CT or MRI. And the patient will the bad roads that we have in Nigeria. All the roads are bad. If the patient has hemorrhagic CVD, the type that is bleeding into the brain, and maybe there is something a clot has formed to stop the bleeding before, and you put the patient in a bad road, the patient will die.
Yes.
That patient will die. Then you can't save the patient because the bleeder will be dislodged and the patient will bleed to death. So we are saying that.
I'm sure, audience, you can hear this doctor lamenting, crying out for what it's not for them. They're demanding, they're just asking for activities for them to help us. I don't understand. They've not come. I know I'm going to talk about their salary, which is something I actually want to fight for them. But he has not even started with that. He's crying for the state of a hospital that used to be the best. Thank you. Let's see whether we can get this back. That used to be one of the best in the whole of West Africa. Now, I'm going to ask again. I'm going to try if I can get Harrison back. Doctor, welcome back. Anytime you go, I will bring you back. Yes. So, doctor, what can you say is really responsible for this? Is it a political issue that the government of the day doesn't attach importance to this, or we are too poor now to sustain this? I don't understand where to start from. Because you know what is so sad, doctor? Like I started the show, I reminded Nigerians that we spend 4 billion naira annually. Our annual budget for the whole country for health is 1.3. But some of us, those of us who are well to do, anytime we sick, we will fly out. We spend 4 trillion on medical tourism. That is, we're going abroad for treatment. Now, this is a medical doctor crying out that the state of in fact, give us equipment so we can save lives. So you don't need to travel abroad. We should be begging you, not you even telling us what to do. Some of the language you use, doctor, don't forget, I may not understand all. So you're going to break it down a little bit so that our audience can understand all you're saying. But what caught me is just the facilities. I want you to specify some of the key facilities we need. And what we're saying about here is, if these people don't get these facilities, if they don't have it, they can't do their job. So they'll be like there. Like he said, there are 3 things we'll do first. If you see a patient, you might have a headache. There's a cause to the headache. Where is the headache coming from? The doctor will want to know. He doesn't just give you paracetamol. He's not a chemist man. He's not a maker. So, and this is what he's saying. Doctor, please, I want you to tell us the current state of the medical facility. That is a Delta State University Teaching Hospital. What I don't know. Can it be resolved? How is it going to be done? Do we need a governor, or do we go and seek loan? Because I'm sure this situation have to be we have to be reversed. You see, one thing I don't like is when the internet refuses to work. Now, just guys, in case you missed the news, he said they are now on band A. You know what is band A? The medical bill, the electricity bill that is coming to the facility. The medical bill coming to the facility has tripled. Now, how are they going to pay that? How much are they earning in that hospital? That is the question of the day. I want to have doctor back. Doctor, can you hear me now?
I can hear you very well.
So let's start with the electricity bill. Let's do that one. Let's dissect that one. So currently, because of the high cost of electricity, you're not being able to produce oxygen. Of course, there's no more electricity. So how do you go survive? How much was you paying before, and how much is it now? Let us understand that first, so that we can move from one to the other.
Prior to the policy on the band A distribution, so customers, we were paying 17 million naira for Benin Electricity Distribution Company builds, which is in charge of our area. Immediately there was a 300%, 302 or 304% increase in Band A tariff. The money jumped from 17 million to 38 million. One of the first money that ever came was around 42 million or so. And then before you look, the month was already gone again, and it went to 78 million. So within about 3 months now.
Wait a minute. Do you have light all the time?
For if you have BEDC light, you have light for about 22 hours. If you are on Band A, that's about 22 hours, and that's fair enough. But the problem is the bill is far too much for the hospital to pay. Because if naturally if you are doing business and your cost of production increases, it is the customer that bear the brunt.
You pass
but
it on.
In the case of Nigeria, how much do our patients really have? People who are receiving 30,000 naira as minimum wage, 30,000 naira is less than $20. I think it's less than $20. Maybe about $20 or something.
20 pounds today is more than 50,000 naira. 20 pounds.
Yeah, so
which you cannot buy a meal in a restaurant.
I'm telling you.
Salary.
So the people are, you see, when you talk about the protest that's happening, it's a diversion. The people are suffering. There could be political coloration to it, but people are suffering. Even the 70,000 naira minimum wage cannot buy a bag of rice. That's a diversion. Now the tariff went from 17 million per month to 42 million per month. The question is, how much do we generate per month? You know, sometimes it's as though I'm speaking as management person, but I'm not management, but I'm part of management. I as president, I liaise between management and my residents and governments. And the essence of it is that to the extent that we have a proper training as residents, and while doing that, we give optimal patient care, internationally recognized patient care. Let me tell you something, sir. Whatever a doctor is doing in the UK, whatever book they are reading in the UK, it's more Ganong, the same Harrison is the same book we are reading here.
Yes.
Whatever book they are reading in Canada, in India, in US is what we are reading here. And that is why you see our doctors do very well when they travel abroad, because the process we go through to actually become doctor is tedious. But in all of that, after you finish, we read about big instruments on the books or in the books, but at the end of the day, we don't even see them to practice. But we're happy when Uganda started. Almost all the instruments that we needed were here. Almost all the instruments that we needed as doctors to operate in 2010 were in teaching hospital Uganda. And so when you come to Uganda, you will get answers. Do you understand? But now, all the, with time, my friends who are living abroad, they'll tell you that every 5 years they change their instruments.
Yes.
The instruments have been there from 2008, 9 that they were supplied till date, and you expect them to be functioning. All the instruments are worn out and non-functional. So we are begging government, give us the basic instrument, take over the power supply in the teaching hospital, and give us basic instrument. If you want to get somebody from government to be monitoring how they bring in money and how they spend money, we don't care. What we care about is that we are able to access our patient very well and give optimal patient care as internationally recognized to our patients. That's what we're asking for. And I don't think it's a hard thing for government to do. It's just for government to look into the teaching hospital and see that there is actually a need. I have asked a question. When Nelson Mandela was sick, did he move out of South Africa? No, he didn't move out. When all the sickness of Biden and in the USA, they don't move out of USA. Our leaders must come to a point where they know very well that they can make our hospital work, they can make our roads work, they can make our school work, and we should stop doing. We take our money abroad and use our money to develop abroad. That's what we are doing in Nigeria. We use our money to develop their hospitals. We use our money to develop their schools. We use our money to develop their roads. We are the one doing it ourselves. Put money into this hospital, and the hospital will deliver its set goals. We are pleading with government. This is not force, because if you say make I not work, I go sit down for house, Abi.
Yes, now.
But that's not what we want. we are in training and want to give the best services ever.
So what you are asking, because this is going to be state hospital now, what we are begging Oboriwori to do is to please put money in the training of his own people, in the treatment of his own people, by saying, okay, we will subsidize or we will take up the electricity bill. Let's take that one out.
Yes.
I don't think this is really magic. And the facilities, this is the problem. If the facility were still in place, do you know medical patients will be flying from different parts of the world to come to Ugara for treatment? And we'll be getting money. Why is the tourism not coming to us? Why are we always going?
Capital fright, you know what they call it?
Yes.
So it's shameful. I don't know why we are here. Our leaders must begin to think Nigeria first before they think about themselves. I am not saying to anybody, but our leaders must start thinking Nigeria first before they think about themselves. Are they hungry in the first place? They're not hungry. Now, me and you, they're hungry now. We are the one hungry. They are not hungry. So I don't know what else they are looking for.
What they will do, they will look for one political thing. Oh, don't worry, it's the Muslim or the Christian or it's the Hausa man or it's the Yoruba man that is causing this. No, we're talking to you, Mr. Governor Oboriwori. You know, we saw this wonderful video. In Delta State, since this man came to office, there's no security. The reason I know is when I said the woman crying, I was crying myself. No security in the state. Now, medical facilities you inherited, you could not pay. Now, fuel subsidy is high. I'm sure I want to talk about the welfare of the medical doctors now because that's why they're leaving. It's not there. Why is the money given to you by Tinubu? That's a question where we have right to ask. Because anytime we talk to them at the federal level now, they have a way of challenging us. Well, we gave some money to your governor. We gave some money to your governor. Go and ask your governor. Today is our opportunity to ask Oboriwori, and this is not political, sir. We're asking a legitimate concern. It's a thing that concerns the health of your own people. Thank God this is not even in another part of the state. It's in your area. Are you saying that you have any political reason to allow the teaching hospital to die? That's the thing I don't understand. And here is this young man here begging you when we should be begging them. You know, first, listen, Dr. Harrison, first, let me thank you for staying at home. Because in terms of your welfare, I want to know how are the medical doctors, how do you even survive? Now there's the fuel hike. I don't know about how easy to get by these days. Do medical doctors, do they have a good life in that place? Are you guys secured? Because from the statistics I got, these are not looking so good, sir. What's going on?
To be frank, in our last Congress, the members of the Congress said that we should downplay our welfare matter. The fact is that we are in training. While we give specialist care, we are still in training. Like me, I am a member, National College of Surgeon, Anesthesiology, a senior resident doctor. That's what I am. Because I have been in training and I've passed some of my exams and I'm here. I am just away some weeks or months away from becoming a fellow. And if you are appointed, you become a consultant.
You will become one soon.
Now,
we need you.
The prayer of every resident doctor is to run his program quick enough, finish it, and get the fellowship so that he can now go and be appointed as a consultant. That's what we are fighting for. But this is not possible when there is no power supply to the hospital. It's not possible when there is no equipment to the hospital. Like the radiology department is almost gone. The laboratory is almost gone. The equipment we used to have to do almost any test, biological, chemical, and all those tests, even histology tests, they are almost gone. So we seem to be just looking at slides to prepare for exams instead of actually seeing the physical things and actually use them to assess our patients. But we're saying this is wrong. This is not how residency training is supposed to be. However, it is not only about us. It is also about the care of the patient. Like I told you, If I want to assess a patient and you tell me that I should take the patient to Warri first, where a private center does city, a city that government could buy, a private center is not the one. A private center is not the one that I will not send my patient to get city, or I will send my patient to Benin to get city done. It is shameful. It is government that has more money than any private center.
Of course.
Even to say that you want to give me a CT scan of 32 slide, and we used to have 64 slide in 2009 was supplied to the hospital. It is retrogression. So our plea is that give us the materials that we will work with. Governor Borowori this year approved medical research training funds for us. We want to appreciate him for that. He approved reviewed comments for us. But if you want to say your reviewed comments, commensurate with how much I spend on transport, it's nothing. Because my guy that is coming from Saple to Ogara, we spend a minimum of 10,000 naira per day, and if it comes 20 days, it's 200,000 naira. If you put the amount that a resident is receiving now, just about 370 to 380,000 naira, like you said, it means that he will be spending 180,000 naira alone for feeding, for rent, for clothing, for we don't have light at home. So because we don't have light at home, we also buy fuel in our generator at home.
Of course.
For your parents are there. Doctor, they think you have money. You want to send money home. You know, so you see that we are actually hungry people as every other person. But we are saying we want to downplay that a little, so that we can get the materials to work with, so that we can get the materials to train with, so that we can become specialists in time. If I become a specialist, if the hospital say they don't even want to take me, I can go to anywhere and get to give best care to any patient where I know that all the equipment are available. I don't see why a teaching hospital will be struggling with power supply. It's preposterous. That's the word.
It's murder. It's murder. In fact, the government should be. In fact, there's a way you kill people. Sometimes we say that war is killing people. No. Sometimes when you do bad roads and people die because of that bad road, that is murder. If people cannot be treated, this is. In fact, this is disheartening. This young man said here, look at, he said he will no more come online. It's good to even the health sector. So people are just supposed to die like that when we are supposed to treat them and even have the manpower. Now, if this medical doctor, if Dr. Harrison disappeared to the UK, he will earn a minimum of 15 million naira. If it's small, where we're saying at 10 million on the monthly salary, he's there. Maybe you pay him 500,000. You're insulting him. If you pay him 1 million, it's an insult. Yet he's still there. On top of it, you won't give him the facility to work. What kind of nation is this? And today, doctor, I want a way forward. What can we do? Because the facilities are dead. The governor, if we all have to write a letter, because this is what I'll do. I will call a group of people to call on the Borowori to save Ogarati. In fact, if you see, sometimes they think it's a joke. Now, after this process, maybe the next thing you will see Borowori is people really disturbing you, making you uncomfortable. Save their suit. That's what you get. Is that what you want? Because that's
I think we should have that. Save their suit.
Save their
suit.
No, Operation Save Their Suit. I'm going to use that as a hashtag. Operation in fact, hashtag save. Because these guys, they will bury their suit and nothing will happen. And if we don't say it, it will let go. It was one of the
That is why I've come to you, sir. That's why we have come to you. So let me just say that the way forward is always forward.
Yes.
If government wants to make the hospital work, all they need is the political way. You know, I don't want to say some things because I call Borowori my father. Yet, I was telling the commissioner, who is a friend and a brother, that at the end of the day, whatever is achieved in the health sector will be ascribed to your office. That's what I told the commissioner.
No, a
And
healthy
I've also
nation.
told
A
Oborewori,
healthy nation.
yes,
Let's understand it. When people are healthy, then they're going to be productive. Can a
I'm
sick
telling
man
you,
work? Can
no,
a sick man go
a
to
sick man
work?
cannot be governor. A sick man cannot be president. A sick man
Exactly.
cannot be commissioner, cannot be a doctor, cannot be a nurse. So it's only healthy people that can do all this work. So a sick nation is an unproductive nation.
Exactly.
And what if you see what some people have been saying is that Nigeria is a consuming nation. We have to move from consumption to production, and our problem is production. We want to consume. We want to import toothpick. We want to import our own fuel. We export our crude oil and now import our. Which nation does that? Only Nigeria.
I said, even our movies, Nigeria will produce movies. We will send it to Netflix. Netflix will sell it back to us.
Back to us.
Yes.
It's a shame.
A movie will produce in Nigeria. We'll go and watch it on Netflix. That is the level of madness.
Madness. So my plea to my governor, because me, I am passionate about the health sector. I think that's why I entered medicine.
Deserve a plea. If at this stage
Yes.
he doesn't know, he's not taking this seriously, he doesn't deserve a plea. I am very sorry. For a man of his caliber, if somebody said he's a man that from the street, he said he come from the street. Is this a man that come from the street? Oboriwori, are you feeling the pain of your own people? This is sad. Oboriwori only collect money.
So let me tell you something.
Yes.
So let me tell you something. You see, all these leaders, they surround themselves with lots of people who tell them lies.
That's true.
People like us are seen as enemies, not because we are actually enemies. Yeah. We want
we are their best friend.
We want the state to work.
They remember me. I told Okowa will remember me. He remember me now. Oboriwori will remember me because if I am telling you the truth, that this is the truth, and because one psychophant who is sitting by you telling you don't mind him, don't mind that the Chris is an idiot. He's making noise on Facebook. But at the end of the day, you will leave an office and regret why you could not even achieve anything. And it's your name to it, not the name of that person. I'm not
I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem one time, and I asked myself, I say, why do we have leaders who, when they are in office,
yes,
they forget the fact that they will leave office someday, and that when they leave office, they will come back to the community where they refuse to do roads, the community where they refuse to fix the health sector, the community where they refuse to fix the schools, where they were part of destroying the judiciary, and the community will be their problem later in the future.
Exactly.
A man who understands that today is gone and tomorrow I must work for is a man who wants to live long.
Yes.
You must build your future. Our leaders are not building the future. Many of them only build their pocket. Me, I have personal needs, and I've even expressed it to some of them. But the personal needs does not override the allegiance I have to the Congress and the people who elected me as president.
Exactly.
It does not override. My personal interest does not override the hospital wherein I work. It does not override the patient that come to the hospital on a daily basis that is seeking good health. If I fail in giving good health, do you know that doctors in US die more than any other person? They commit suicide. Why? When you manage a patient and you don't get good answer, good result, it affects your psychology.
Of course, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Do wrong. You start thinking, what have I done? How did this patient die? There are lots of questions that comes to our mind after a patient dies. And the patient was under my care. I have done this. What did I miss? Why did this patient actually die? Was it actually meant? There are many questions that comes to our mind. What people will be saying is different, but what I will be thinking is different. And you see some of them go and hang themselves. People don't understand this. People think doctor will just come to the hospital, he just give drug and run away. No, there is a psychology that is attached to it. There's emotion attached to it.
They are human beings.
It's not be seen crying anyhow, but we cry, we cry. So what we are asking is that give us the materials to work. We are not begging for too much, and it's doable. I want to tell our government, Your Excellency, Elder Sheriff Oborewori, and the Commissioner of Health, Dr. Joseph Onojame, there is nothing that we are asking for. The take over the power sector is doable. Give us equipment to work is doable. fix the oxygen plant in the hospital is doable.
Of course.
Ensure that all the hospital is automated so that when a patient comes, I don't need to be looking for a file over and over. I'll just enter the patient's number into a system and the whole details will come.
Out.
It's doable. This thing is doable. Even private centers are doing it in Delta State. Private centers are doing it. If they can do it in the private center, they can do it in Mogara. These are the basic things we are asking for. The things we are asking for are doable. They are not out of the moon. You don't need so much money to get them done. You just need political will to get it done. We have many companies in Delta State. They should get them involved. If you say you don't have money, I don't believe government doesn't have money anyway, because their money has doubled over the 1 year, the last 1 year.
The money, okay, Tinubu is saying now the money is collecting from oil subsidy. Because right now, I said something this morning. Tinubu said he removed oil subsidy. The oil subsidy, that's how they put it. The truth is, now we are the one paying the oil subsidy. So meaning the money we are now paying is what Tinubu is now sharing. You know what he's doing? He's not sharing it among the governors. So Obodo is number one. One receiving one of the highest share. Collecting our money. So it's our money, Obodo, we are asking for. We're begging you to use to treat us. Would that be so bad, sir? Since this man came into office, Obodo is a failure, total one, and we beg him to pass now. It's not too late. Because since you came to office, I cannot remember one good thing you have done. Obodo has not done a single thing. You know what it is? He said, I'm going to build a bridge, you worry. You can imagine an intelligent person. The first thing is to build a bridge. And he wants to invite Julius Berger. That is the award. Let's give him an award for that. He got award already. You got award already. Now we get problem for Nigeria. That man got award for building bridge. The bridge in Warri. We clap for him. See, we're sick. Maybe even those of us that are clapping for him, those of you today, I will share this video and they will be insulting me. I don't mind. But what we're saying, Governor, Mr. Governor, is that we voted you to come and resolve a simple issue. The issue is save lives. And for today, if you don't do this, you're not going to have peace. And we will not let you have peace. Because, oh my God, my heart is in pain when I hear a young medical doctor crying. No, I'm going to talk about the welfare of his staff because he's the president of the medical professionals there. So he must care about the welfare of his own people. But we started this interview by talking what we lack for them to do their own job. Let us see where we are. And if you don't react to this one, we'll be angry. If just electricity to save life. Come on, man. Today, how can the hospital work in darkness? That is almost impossible. Now they increase it. What do you want them to do? Go and steal down the oxygen they could have produced in the hospital. You are telling people to go and buy it elsewhere. You are an evil man. You are demonic. And there's no way for it. But I'm sure you are not. Either Sheriff and winners should they go. They go pray.
Sir, can I give you an information? When this hospital started there, we were not even using oxygen cylinders.
Really?
There is one called yes, we have oxygen plants, and the oxygen plant is connected like a pipe into all the wards.
Wow.
So if you need oxygen, they will just plug your breathing circuit to the wall and they just attach it to the patient and you start getting oxygen.
I start getting oxygen.
You start getting oxygen.
That's state of the art. Most of the hospitals in the UK don't even have that.
You know, sir, the hospital was patterned after a German hospital.
Wow.
The hospital was one of the best in the whole of West Africa. The question is that why can't we maintain what we have? Why do we allow the things we have deteriorate to the extent that they become a shadow of itself? I mean, if government is not continuing, what is government? If government cannot fight for the goods of the people, what is government?
No, it's more agenda.
I don't know myself. Why do we have government?
This is more agenda. More of Okowa. So it's a continuity government. So you cannot say that unless he's telling us Okowa failed, that Okowa owed debt for him. Because how can you imagine Okowa who spent all that amount of money to run for vice president? Where Okowa for work? Where did he work that he has money? So you have our money to spend to run for president, but you don't have money to treat us. May God save us today. Doctor, let's talk about the welfare of your people. You are here speaking on behalf of the patient. How are your people, your medical staff? Because the last thing we want is, even if we have these facilities and you people are not there to use it for us, we're still going to die. So we want to keep you at home. How are you guys faring? This is very, very, very important to us. Don't tell us. If any medical doctor in Nigeria does not receive 2 million naira, he's going to leave. Minimum. He's going to leave. There's no two ways. You cannot convince him to stay. Why is he going to stay? If he dare cross, and you know the funny thing, if you cross, if you don't earn money, it's 10 million. Why would you stay? Even another worker here can earn about 1,500, 600 pounds. Cleaners. You think how much a medical doctor who is a trained? They don't have them enough here. And
they are using nurses there now.
You know what is so painful? If you come to the NHS in the UK, Nigerians dominate. All the women, they are nurses. They say, I'm working NHS, I'm working NHS. So that is one of the biggest employer. And meaning our people who would have been working at home, the few medical doctors will cross over if we don't address this issue. Please, what do we do to keep you guys at home? We are still begging. There's no money that we're going to use. Just some monographs say over, stay home, because at the same place everywhere, we'll be lying. But because of, so that our people will not perish. Because we will have nowhere to go to.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. To be frank, welfare of Nigerian workers is little or nothing to the politicians. The Nigerian workers, you know, there's a song that I think it was Michael Jackson that said, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. The fact is that we follow them, we say leader, father, we call them all kinds of names. They don't care about us. Whether you die, whether you live, they don't care. What the politicians care about seems to be their pockets. It seems to be their pocket. It's been long since 2014. Medical doctors have been crying about. I think I will not say medical doctors alone. Nigerian civil servants have been crying about wages, but it got worse around 2018 and around 2017, 2018, and Buhari, in its wisdom, introduced the 30,000 naira minimum wage. At that time, that minimum wage was worth about $84.
Okay.
And we were saying Buhari was very bad, was the worst president that we saw in Nigeria and maybe perhaps we will ever see. And then Tinubu came in 2023.
Yes.
The dollar, the 30,000 naira was just worth about $15. And even the 70,000 naira that he has approved now is worth only about $45.
It's not up to
$46 maximum. If you use,
about 30,
if you use 1,550 naira, it's just about $45, $46. Now the question is, how do you expect Nigerians who do not produce anything, Nigerians who import everything, if it's possible, they will even import, no, they import eyelash, they import eyelash, they import artificial teeth, they import toothpick to Nigeria. That's how bad we are. And you are telling me that to Nigeria, they import it. Something that you can actually cut wood and just make it and everything. We still import it to Nigeria. So, sir, how can you expect a country where this is happening that somebody should survive with $44, $45 at minimum wage? No, that implies they don't care. You know very well that at the removal of subsidy, we were buying fuel for 180 naira, 200 naira per liter of fuel, and now we now buy a liter of fuel. As of 2 days ago, I bought a liter of fuel for 860 naira.
It's still going up.
So people are selling 900 naira and 1,000 naira for 1 liter of fuel. That is about 500. No, that's about 700% jump in increase of the fuel price. Now you not give me 70,000 naira as minimum wage, then you now clap for yourself. I see the president of Nigeria always speaking about it. Even in his speech, he made mention of it. For me, as a Nigerian, he's insulting our sensibility as a people. He's telling us that we are daft. Our eyes are open. We cannot use to see. Our ears are useless. He's insulting our sensibility as a people in this country. What's part of it that some governors are saying that they cannot pay even 60,000 naira? The money that is coming to you has doubled and tripled. The money that is coming to your state has doubled and tripled, and you say you cannot pay 70,000 naira. There's something wrong with those governors. I mean, if you tell me to talk about welfare, I will tell you that. Hello, sir.
I'm with you. We are crying. Sir. We are crying, sir. We are crying.
Now, if you tell me about welfare, I don't want to limit it to myself, because I can tell myself that I'm still enjoying compared to the cleaner in my hospital. And the cleaner is very important, because if the cleaner is not there, I cannot manage my patient without infection.
Of course.
All of them will die of infection without the cleaner. That's how important the cleaner is. The nurse is very important. Without the nurse, the doctor will not be able to manage the patient in the ward. You need a consortium of everybody working together to make this thing work. So everybody in the hospital, everybody in Nigeria needs some level of respect. As in, you have, sir, let me take you to 1999 Constitution, Chapter 2, Article 16, 2D. One of the things that is stated there is that government will give adequate food to Nigerians. Adequate food is that they will give adequate, reasonable, minimum living wage. That's how it is written.
Good.
Reasonable, minimum living wage, and it must be based on the economic realities of the country. If you are talking about the economic realities of the country today, at the time of 30,000 naira, people can buy a bag of rice for 80,000, when minimum wage was 30,000 naira.
Yes.
But now you want to give 70,000 naira, people cannot buy a bag of rice for 70,000 naira. It means that there is no increase in the wage, but decrease in the wage. So 70,000 naira is a decrease in minimum wage and not an increase. It is a slap on all of us. It's an insult on all of us. They act as though we are idiots. It irritates my head. I don't know which book to talk.
And guess what these guys are earning?
So you're not telling me that you are giving me. Yeah. What we are earning is, like you said, you just calculated, it's about 380,000 naira for residents. SROs may be earning about 400 plus, and then you now see consultant earning about 800. That's little or nothing. If I move down to Saudi Arabia, I know what
it's an insult.
I know what I will be earning in Saudi Arabia. But I have said that I will still remain in Nigeria because my mother is here. My mother is growing old. Just only recently, I had to administer drugs to my grandmother. No, the fact is that if all of us leave Nigeria, who will take care of Nigerians?
Who will stay?
The politicians don't care because they move out, they have their hospitals outside. They don't even use our hospitals.
No, that's the thing. You know, like I said, when I started this show, I made it clear. Thank you, doctor. I let the world know that we spend an average. This is the statistics online. That we spend this amount of money on health tourism in a year. Health tourism. Look at the amount. It's staggering. Let me put it this way. Minimum of $2 billion US.
2 billion.
And that is about 4 trillion our money every year. Every year, my brother. That's what we spend.
And many of them are politicians.
Of
we don't give
course.
respect to them.
Of course. And most of them are even our money. Because if the president want to go on treatment, they will pay. If the governor is going on treatment, they will pay. If their children goes on treatment, they will pay. But if the ordinary man asks for electricity in the home so that he will not die, electricity in the hospital, small oxygen for us to breathe, you said they are asking you too much. Where's the money? And the question I ask is, the money, you said one thing right, oh, this guy thinks we are stupid. The money the Tinubu has collected from us, because he collected that money from us indirectly, saying that he's removing wages,
yes.
subsidy. Because the subsidy is what we are paying
Subsidy.
now. Like we're paying for the subsidy. It's not paying. We're paying
Exactly.
the money. So the money, it
Yes.
goes to the people
Yes.
share it among the governors. Oboniwori is one of them.
Yes.
It's one of those because the
Yes.
money we pay now, all the money we're paying, it goes back to the filling station. For the filling station to go back to the government. The government is earning so much now because there's no more subsidy. Our money, and the money is now
Our money.
It's our money. It's insult to say it's subsidy. No, it's not subsidy. It's our own money. You collecting
our money
with the money. You share it among the governors.
So, sir, for us doctors, we can assume, we can say that we are even doing better than many other Nigerians, apart from the politicians.
The amount of money you are earning is, if a doctor earns 2 million in Nigeria, is an insult. Like you already said, a medical doctor can go insane for losing a patient. Because they are, you know what it is to be in position to save lives. And you cannot do it because you don't have the facility, or you make a mistake, or one mistake out of your carelessness, something happened, you will not forgive yourself. I don't want to be in that position. That's why they kill themselves. They commit suicide. Those people, 2 million naira a month is too much. How much is the rent? How much is the car to fuel their car? Can they afford a car? Come on, man. Oboriwori, are you insulting us? In fact, you can do this again and again and again and again, and you clap for yourself. Today, it's not a day to fight here to Oboriwori. It's a day to call your attention to this. And this is the last time we will do it. So I'm going to come back with hashtag Save Desut, and I'm going to focus camera on that hospital. We have a problem, sir. It's either you or me now. This is not about the medical doctor, it's about me. Personally looking into, because I'm going to do a documentary on the state of the hospital. I know your people will be ready now. CMD, Chief Medical Director. I know you personally. But it's not going to be friendly if you don't act. If your governor is not acting, resign. Because you will be my number one target. You are from my place, I know you. But I will personally face you if you do not talk to this governor today on the state of the dying hospital. It's unacceptable. You people are committing murder. In fact, it will be considered a genocide on our people. And that is, you know what the meaning of genocide is. And let me bring the doctor back. Doctor is still here to get, once his network get better, I'll bring doctor back. Yes, good. I have him back now. Doctor, welcome back. You know, one thing about you is how fluent, how current you are. And I want to say this. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to say that is going to convince you to stay behind. But if you stay in Nigeria and help us, God will continue to bless you. I am using the mouth of many to pray for you today. God will bless you, because a man that is sick, I've been sick once in Nigeria, and I know I can feel how helpless one could be. If I am sick in the UK today, hi God, they will come and pick me from my house now, treat me, ask me if I am ready to go home. If I'm not ready, I will sleep there. I will be fed throughout the hospital, throughout my stay. I have never bothered about my medical welfare once. You see my doctor. Oh my God. Oh my God. All I'm going to say is, please, we're going to save the country. We're going to save our state. We're going to save Desut. It's an asset that must be saved. What do you think we should do now? Should we tell what? Because one of the things, we're going to make a move from here. I'm going to call a lot of people together, and I'm sure the governor will hear from me right now, right here, today. But in the meantime, doctor, I'm wondering, how do we, even those of us in the diaspora, contribute to your welfare? Because if you guys leave that hospital, some of us can come up with some facilities. Maybe we have a lot of nurses here, a lot of medical experts here, who might be able to contribute one or two things. Welfare first. And Do you have an organization that where we can tap into and say, okay, let's say for instance, I want to do something. I have a friend here. He's from Uganda. Actually, he now works with the medical aspect. They have this load of computers which they get rid of on a yearly basis, and they give it to the third world countries. And I said, we don't need that kind of stuff. That's not the thing, because Uganda Teaching Hospital is state of the art. And your CMD, the chief medical director at the moment, he's been here. He knows how it is, and he sit down there and allow this thing to happen in his face. And no, we get problem. Not verse, bros. We get problem. And until we address this, we're not going to be friends. Today, it's a war has been declared on the Delta State Teaching Hospital, and that war is either you are with us or you are against us. We will not allow the hospital to die. Those who are not with us, you are against us. This is George W. Bush. This is what Bush said. But let me stick with my doctor. I'm so happy to be with this guy. I am so pleased. I don't know how, you see, I'm like a woman is begging him. I don't know anything he wants, I give to him, because without you, young man, without you raising this alarm, none of us is aware. You know, we don't know. You see, and that is why it's good to speak out. It's very, very important to speak out. You know? And I'm going to end the question by saying this. How do you people normally communicate with your commissioner? Because let's start from the commissioner to the governor. Is there an avenue where the commissioner do come down and talk to you guys on your state and share things with you? That is something that an avenue that we might want to explore at this stage. We want to explore everything to make sure, because what we're saying, in fact, the electricity bill should be no hospital must not pay electricity bill. Without the money of this man is collecting, nobody is collecting. Your security vote alone is 2.something billion. How much will it cost you to pay this? I'm passing this judgment on him. He collects 2.something billion as security vote. Only Oboriwori. How much is electricity bill? That Oboriwori cannot use its conscience and say we don't need this. Okay, if you know they collect 2.something billion, make you carry me go court. I go open book for you. But like I said, today is not really day for fight yet. But I'm going to ask this young man now, because all I wanted to know is a way forward, way to get out of this. We want to save the thing. Hashtag save Desu. How do we go about getting to your commissioner first? So the doctor will know. The commissioner will say, "Oh, you have to." You know, the last time I proposed something to Delta State, it was a gift to a friend, a brother in the United States. He has a lot of money. He wants to invest in Delta State. In fact, you know the funniest thing? The man is even from our area. He's bloodily rich. He said, "I can finance it. I will turn Delta State to a construction site, even from the same place with the governor." All he wanted is an endorsement from the governor to give him that kind of leverage so that he can come and put in money. I called them. They said, we should put the letter through here. The letter must come here. Till today, no, I'm not at home. And I said, I have the best I can do. Till today, I am ashamed to even face the man. So what I would say to you is that, how do we get to your commissioner? Because if we go to governor, they're going to say, let's go through the commissioner. So I want to know what channel I can use from tomorrow.
The commissioner is a young man. It's one of the youngest commissioner in the Ministry of Health since the creation of Delta State.
Okay.
He has been the type that he seems to have listening ear, but I think there are many things that he cannot tell us that is happening. I think he's doing his best, but the hurdles for him to actually get answers are so much before him. The last time we spoke, he's an easygoing person. If you call him, he'll take a call and he'll speak with you. So I would not say the commissioner doesn't want the hospital to work. The last time he was telling me, he said, we were union leaders together. I was SCG president in 2006-07. He was SCG president 2007-08 of Uniben. I was Delta. Okay. And he told me that, Presido, you know, until you get into the office, you will not know what's up. That Let me not say all the things he said, but I know very well. I know very well that the young man is trying to do much. Now, the last time we had struggles like this, we also reached out to you, and we had
yes. And we're gonna act, my people. We're gonna act this time again. Last time I remember some of the few strings we tried to pull, and we tried to get the message to the governor ASAP. The message we get to the governor today. If Budgetary does not act, I'm not threatening him, sir. I'm not. Who am I? What can I do? But this is the thing, sir. When you refuse these peaceful changes, violent one becomes inevitable. We don't want to.
Can you hear me?
No, we're with you now. We're listening. Yeah,
can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Yeah.
So I think if you want to reach the governor, you can. Sorry, if you want to reach the commissioner, you can actually easily reach him.
Okay.
Then for the governor, he's not. I will not say he's the hide and seek man, because some of them are hide and seek. They don't want to see anybody. But there are many people around that wants to shade you from seeing him. What they gain, what they stand to gain, I don't know. Perhaps some of them are thinking that we are looking for personal needs. But by the grace of God, even when I have traded my personal need for the common good of all.
Well, in fact, the last time a young lady who cried out to you, Governor Sheriff, which I shared on one of my shows, she didn't remember this one. She not count this one, Jenna. She only tell us how insecurity, how they are raping men and women. I will play that video again for this show. I know good one, but I will give you some time. You don't really want me, my camera on you. I think you are still a brother, but this issue is out of hand. You see, what this young man is asking for is not going to break your back.
If I want to pursue my personal needs, I will not be bringing.
Dr. Harrison, I can feel the pain. People can see it. In fact, even the young people on the platform, they are saying, how can we be crying for this? How can medical doctors be begging for facilities to do their own job? What a state. And the same place where there's no money, you have money to pack sand on the road and say you've constructed how many roads. Of course, you are very good at constructing roads. And this is why I want to say, I want to read this comment from everybody before Harrison will come back. He said, then later they will jet out of the country when they need medical care. And you think it will be well with our leaders? Never. It shall never be well with them and their children. Evil politicians. The swear when they swear, so you think it's a joke. In fact, this is how don't let me instigate people against you, Budgetary, so that this crisis will not rest on you. Don't talk on this. Maybe after these 10 days, now you will face, because you cannot do this. And you think we the youth will stop protesting? How come? When all they care about is their selfish interest and not our need or even welfare. And yet this other one saying this is serious. He said, this is serious. So when young man said this is serious, so you should be worried. Imagine if your mother is sick or your brother is sick and they take him to that hospital. No oxygen. The oxygen we're supposed to be free. You no get out to give him. He dies. Listen, let's welcome back. Sorry about that. I know the network, they will do everything to frustrate this broadcast. But I'm happy we've achieved a lot today. Thank you so much. So what message would you have to give to us?
The commissioner, it's actually easy to reach the commissioner. For the governor, I think it's not also so hard to reach the governor. The only problem, there are many people around him who are feeling. I think that's one of the problems of leadership. The people around you, they tend to, everybody's pursuing their pockets and they don't care about any other person. Give you road, you destroy the road. Give you a school, you destroy the school, you build it with shabby materials. So the problem is the people around the government. So, but I think the message I've also sent to governor, I've sent the message to the governor, I've sent the message to the commissioner, I've sent to the head of service, I've sent to the SSG, I've sent to the CMD. Current CMD is Dr. Awuno Ikechukwu, is the current CMD of Delsu.
Anome is gone, eh? Okay.
Yes, he has finished his tenure. So the acting CMD is Dr. Onome, sorry, Dr. Awuno Ikechukwu. Just say Awuno Ike for short. Okay. So I've sent our community to him. He's aware of the issues. So we have reached out to everybody that we know we could reach out to before we felt that the only way we can get answers is coming to the media. And that's why we have to call on you to help us reach out to the governor through the media. We believe they will listen to us. We are not asking that. Yes, we have our personal needs. Like I told you, I have my personal needs. We have needs of the association, but we are trading them. We are trading them for the main issues. Solve them before you think about our own. Let us solve the state of the hospital. Then we're gonna talk about our welfare later. But if the hospital is not sorted, I don't know why we are working. You can as well just circle of us. No one knows we're not the work now. Because I don't see a reason why I should be claiming I'm a doctor. I don't have the materials to assess my patient. I mean, we shouldn't be calling the teaching hospital again. Let's just call it a primary health center or a general hospital. I don't know.
If you can't do proper diagnosis in a teaching hospital, then why are we there? You should take it to the.
Why are we there? I don't understand it. So that is just the issue with us. We want the governor to give us ear. We want him to come and intervene. It is something that is doable.
Thank you.
We are pleading. You know, you said we should not plead, but we as doctors, we are not the type that will just, we want to work to plead. People may say many things about us, that we like this, we want to war, no, we don't want all of that. We just want the hospital to work. We have given ultimatums.
People, what time do doctors have to begin to think of war? They are too busy saving lives. Even when anything happens, doctors are too busy saving lives.
You know, I don't go for social events.
Depressed.
You know, I don't go for social events. I hardly go for social events. Because if you invite me, I may be on GT that day. I may be taking care of patients. So I mean, you will not see me. There are many people that have invited me for events. I don't go. People will be thinking I'm bad. I'm not bad. If I have the chance, I'll come. But I don't go. So that's the life we are living, a secluded life. I mean, just give us the materials to work. Make the hospital work. And let us.
It's a life
of sacrifice.
Thank you so much for sacrificing for us. And we're going to take it on. I will only let them know that if they don't, then the young people in protest will have this on one of the agenda. And we don't want that right now, Governor. We really don't want that right now. We don't want to add this to the problem in the country. But if you want, we will do that. But I believe that in the next 2 days, they will listen to what we say and do something immediately. Yes. If they don't,
it's our prayer.
Then we have no choice but to invoke what, don't be saying it, that JF Kennedy said, that if you refuse a peaceful change, you use the word revolution. I don't want to use the word revolution. You make a violent one inevitable. Dr. Harrison, thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to do more on this. I'm going to really follow up. Last time, I just talked something, I don't follow up. But I'm going to follow up on this. I'm going to give you a call tomorrow on this very issue. Now I'm going to share this broadcast immediately to the people that will act on it. And then when we finish, I will consult some few other people. If I don't hear what they need to do, I'll have to pass it on to the people who can be on the street and really make their life uncomfortable. That's all we can do. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Please stay at home.
Thank you, sir.
We are great. We are grateful on behalf of everybody, every Nigerians. We're grateful to the medical practitioners. Please, we're going to say again, please stay home. Not everybody should go out. I know it is better outside, but stay home, so that our old parents and the young ones will be healthy to carry the nation to the next level, because Nigeria is going to be great. We just need to get rid of some of the bad heads. Thank you once again. All right, people, that's where we're going to end the show today. My name is Daddy Chris. And like I said, I started this show by putting a few statistics so that we can get it right. We spend 4 trillion on treatment abroad. Some people go to India, you know what I'm saying. You go abroad. That money is not your money. It's Nigerians' money. And we're saying that if we put all this money together and we make the health sector good, then you don't need to travel to India. You don't need to travel to UK for treatment. How about that? Now, you know how much you spend on education tourism? I'm going to focus on education another day. I'm coming back to it. If we had put enough money, and look at this medical doctor now, if you take him out of the place, he's going to be adding a plus to another nation. Only mentorship alone with this young man, a lot of life will be saved. Please, let us not treat them with contempt. It's enough. Let us give them what they need so they can save us. They're not even asking for their pocket yet. We also need to know that if we don't take care of them, they will have no choice but to leave. And if they leave, we will continue to spend trillions on health tourism yearly. I don't think any reasonable person will want to subscribe to that. For that reason, I'm using, he has begged, I'm going to use the man to get to beg. Governor Sheriff, start from your home. Save their suit. It's going to be hashtag save their suit now. And you know, that kind of little hashtag, they waka foul. You don't want my bitterness. But I want to assume that you will act immediately and bring a lasting solution to the problem we face in the sector. Well, my people, like I always say, this is the state of the nation where we focus on a particular sector. I didn't have enough time to look at the healthcare system today. I only use this to drive the message home to Delta State, to a small section, which is their suit, which can be used as a point of contact. You know, what these pastors say, we use you as a point of reference to state where we are as a nation. It's not clear why medical doctors are flying out of the country. They go to Saudi Arabia, you know how much they will earn. If they come to UK, you know how much they will earn. The question is, why would they stay there? No single reason. And they are not the kind of people that will not get visa easily. So don't joke with these guys. But some of them are still aware that it's still good to serve at home, and they are serving. And if they cry for this kind of medical attention, facility help, electricity, we should do the needful. Thank you, Governor, for listening to me. I'm saying this message is correctly going to you, Mr. Governor. Thank you for listening. I want to believe that you will act today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is too late, and it's pregnant. I'm not threatening you, but it's pregnant. Let us do the needful today so that Nigeria, Delta State, can be better for all of us. So our parents, our people will be healthy and they can work to pay your taxes. Now, you guys don't understand that we pay taxes. Now, sometimes they say Nigeria don't pay taxes, but the last money Tinubu sent to you was money we paid as. See, that money will take pipe fuel. Now they gather from filling station to NNPC. Some of them, when they say they want to go buy this thing, now it come to you. It's the same money that goes around. Now they share give you. It's our money. We're saying use part of it to save the hospital so that people will get treatment. Look at what he said now, that before this time now, if you need oxygen, they just plug you, took something from there and put on your nose. In the UK, said they say they give you something to breathe in some of our hospitals. That is how much, that was the vision they had in that place. But like he said, we lack the maintenance culture. We need a change. President Tinubu, we need a change. Governor Sheriff, we need a change. Fine Commissioner, we need a change. Hashtag Save Delta State University Teaching Hospital. That's why I end the show again. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is State of the Nation. Until when I come away again, I'm saying stay out of trouble, love your country, work together. Together, we're going to have a better healthcare. Individually, we will all die, even spending more, and we'll still die. Because if we all put the money together, we'll have a good health system. Individually, you will travel abroad to go on treatment. You maybe will die on your way. Heart attack will kill you before you get there. But we'll save your heart if our medical system are in place. I cannot preach this gospel better than the young man has preached today. Thank you very much for joining me. My name again, once again, is Daddy Chris. See you.